many, when thinking of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they only remember the I Have a Dream speech. But King's work for equality extended beyond those words, and his legacy has intertwined with North Central College over the years. In 1960, Dr. King spoke to students in Pfeiffer Hall at the start of his movement. 5 years later, students would join him and activist James Farmer to march in Selma, Alabama. These students, like today's students, helped propel Dr. King's larger mission forward. With this history, the college remembers and encourages his legacy to continue with the celebration of its annual MLK Week.
There's just so many things that he did, and so I think there's something every year that we can kind of focus on to remember his legacy.
This year's theme, Generation to Generation, focused on the progress of the civil rights movement and the work that still needs to be done. Keynote speaker Hill Harper addressed this idea of continued work in his speech, being an active architect of your own life.
Most architects want to build a structure that lasts beyond them, right? Most architects don't want to build a building that falls down quickly, right? They want to actually build a building that when they're long gone, people say, you know what, that was built by X architect. And we can think of our lives that same way. What about building a life that lasts beyond us? So what kind of impact are you going to have while you're here, and what kind of legacy do you want to live?
A star of the TV drama CSI New York and author of 4 New York Times bestsellers, Harper has earned 7 NAACP Image Awards for his writing and acting. He is founder of the Manifest Your Destiny Foundation, which serves youth through mentorship, scholarship, and grant programs.
I thought it had a great impact. I thought it was great for young people because of how much energy he had. He got the audience involved. Even asked our new president a physics question, which was great.
MLK Week began with a performance by the Chicago Sinfonietta. The Sinfonietta is the most diverse orchestra in the nation, and every year they play a tribute to Dr. King. The week continued with the annual student-organized Martin Luther King Jr. Prayer Breakfast. Keynote speaker Dr. Carl Brooks asked audience members to reflect on what inspired them, saying King's legacy is a source of daily inspiration for him.
The inspiration of King gives us cause to celebrate, but also gives us greater cause to act with purpose against injustice and towards a greater social responsibility. An inspired life that I work to live, but an inspired life, most importantly, Dr. King lived in his commitment and his actions, is a life well lived, no matter how short.
Later in the week, the college presented a poetry slam featuring student poets and New York's Carlos Andres Gomez.
When did dreams become so uncool? That imagination that kept us company endlessly when we were little. That moment we lost control in a good way, got choked up, lost our breath or blushed. What happened to falling in love?
MLK Week ended on a high note with the 25th annual Gospel Extravaganza. The extravaganza included several singing and dancing groups, including the college's own Voices of Praise Gospel Choir.
Throughout the civil rights movement, many African Americans needed to find a way to be motivated and have the hope and faith. And through gospel, that is how they made that, were able to have that hope and faith. And today is very similar. So we use that gospel music as they have in the past to keep the hope alive and the faith alive.